brother Tru-th, back with another video. As you can see on the screen right now, Adam Silver admits that about the All-Star game, that the All-Star game is bad, pretty much. Format was a miss. We're a bit back to going back to the drawing board or whatever. But they very overthinking this thing about the NBA. Even the All-Star game, even all of it, they overthinking it. It's simple what to do. First off, these new basketball fans, they do not care about basketball like the older fans did. They only looking at players and just idolizing them. And you gonna get their support. You gonna get their support regardless, because they already idolizing the players. All the players got their fan base, who all gonna have a fan base, right? But what you haven't tapped back into, so you getting the ratings down because of the older basketball fans. Because we know what basketball is supposed to look like, and y'all done changed the whole thing up. Only thing you gotta do is just meet halfway with the rules. Go back to the late 90s, mid 2000s rules. That's all you gotta do. Stop letting them do all this extra flopping. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants flopping. Right? So you take away. That's all you gotta do. There's nothing special. There's nothing hard to do. But they trying to act like they can't go back to how they used to play for some reason. Let the teams play defense. Stop all this soap opera stuff. That's what's gonna get you where you wanna be at. That's what's gonna get you where you wanna be at. But y'all, they making it so hard to do that. Oh, we don't know what to do right now. We going back to the drawing board. For what? It's easy. Do what worked in the past. Why did you even go away from that in the first place? All the other All-Star games before this were getting millions of views. People was watching. People was into the game. And then now you trying to act like you don't know why they was into the game. You can't give them something that they don't want. That's when it come to business. You can't give a customer something that they don't want, and you gonna keep pushing it. You can't make them want it. You cannot make the customer want your stuff without it being good. It's not a good product. So you can't make them want it. Go back to when people wanted it. You didn't have to make them want it at one point. When basketball in the 90s and in 2000s and stuff like that, you did not have to make them want to play. You did not have to make them do it. So go back to that. Then you gonna tap back into them old players, the older players. They start seeing y'all go back to being more tough in the league, calling the travels, making the game look respectable, making these players earn their money. There's no reason for them to be getting that much money, and they ain't gonna play through stuff that you need them to play through. You need them to play through some injuries. And if it ain't a broke leg or a torn ligament or something like that, there's no reason that these players should be sitting out some load management. Y'all have the power to lock it down Y'all had the power to lock it down and get back to it. That's the only thing. Get back to the old ways. That's what people want to see. But yeah, that's what people want to see. And you can keep on trying to look for different type of things to make it look like a circus or whatever like that, but nobody don't want the circus. Nobody really likes clowns. You making it a clown show. That's what happened. Y'all made it a clown show, and nobody wants that. And with the new generation, they lazy, so they gonna say the same thing. Well, I don't got all this money. I ain't gotta do nothing. They ain't even the fans, they lazy too, so they saying, oh, they don't did this, so they ain't gotta do nothing. Shoot. When he don't play all these games, he ain't gotta play no games if he don't want to. He on the contract. You gonna tell somebody not to play the game that you love, to go to work, just because you like them as a player? That's all it is. You like them as a player, so you gonna tell them not to go to work because they don't did enough. Like, what is you talking about? They don't even make sense. You don't even want to see your favorite player play. That's what it's sounding like. You don't even want to see them play. You just gonna say they ain't gotta play. They ain't gotta play hard. I never heard this before shoot. LeBron James, I'm gonna be honest with you. I try not to say his name so much, but he ushered in a lot of bull crap. I never heard nobody say, oh, he ain't gotta play defense because he has to do so much on offense. Who was saying that back in the day? We would not let nobody get off on that. He ain't gotta play defense because he gotta do so much other stuff. What? Literally heard people say that plenty of times. That's disrespecting the game, man. That's watering down to the lowest form. We should have never got to where we was even thinking about saying some crap like that. Oh, they ain't gotta play hard in the All-Star game. That's a vacation for them. No, it's not. That's your job. That is your job. You playing basketball, man. They always talking about something. I don't wanna get hurt. You gonna get hurt. If it's your time to get hurt, you gonna get hurt. The All-Star game ain't gonna stop it. The regular games ain't gonna stop it. You playing back-to-backs ain't gonna stop it. If you gonna get hurt, you gonna get hurt. There's no other way around it. So all this trying to, oh no, we ain't gonna play hard in the All-Star game because we don't want to get hurt. And then you have to go play a game the next day. And you just played a game before that. But then a lot of them ain't playing that many games in the NBA anyway. I don't know how they did their contracts. That the owners, I really blame the owners a lot. Cause you gave them too much power. We can say whatever you want to say. But why would you give them the power to sit out games and still get paid like that? You giving them millions of dollars. Millions. And you gonna tell them you can play when you get ready to? You ain't even got to play the marquee games. You ain't even got to try to look like you being competitive. So when you get ready to play one of the other top players in the league, you can sit out. That's the game. If you sit out any game, I don't want you to sit out no games, right? But if you sit out any games, it need to be against the sorry teams. But when you got to go up against Giannis, when you got to go up against KD, when you got to go up against Jokic, when you got to go up against Kyrie, those are the games that's what you get paid for. For you to go up against the best in your league. But they doing the totally opposite. They play the sorry games and don't play the marquee matchups. That's just crazy work, man. That's crazy work. That's diabolical. And we supposed to respect it. We supposed to respect it. It hurt. I'm gonna tell y'all, man, if people only knew how much I love basketball and how it is an outlet, watching it and playing it. It was a stress reliever. Well, it's still a stress reliever. It was something I could sit down and understand and watch and be able to explain and everything. I love basketball. NBA basketball was basketball to me. Love it. Loved it. Past tense. Loved it. But soon as I started to see this soap opera, soon as I started seeing they started leaning more towards entertainment and competition and respect for the game, it's obvious. It's blatantly in your face. It's blatantly in your face, man, and it's bad. And then I don't know why people like certain players. Not to be able to respect them. They going along with his popularity, like with their popularity, instead of their actual game. And I had asked this question to some coaches that I know. And I asked them, I said, if you had a player that made a bunch of turnovers, and this your team now, they made a bunch of turnovers and didn't get back on defense? So you telling me you ain't taking him out? Like, what? They make the turnover and you don't take them out? They not hustling? They not really banging for no rebounds? The only thing they get in defense is rebound when nobody around. But when the rebound is, they need to bang, they need to get down there, you need a good rebound. On the offensive end, nothing. That's why you can't respect them, man. You can't respect this game. It's just wild, man. It is wild. And they want you to just go along with it. Yeah, you gotta respect LeBron James, man. He been playing the game this long. Nobody do not care nothing about that. I'm gonna tell y'all something, and I need everybody to understand this. If Michael Jordan did the same stuff LeBron James did, I would be talking the same way about Michael Jordan. I don't care about how good Michael Jordan is. If Michael Jordan was pulling these antics like LeBron James is, and have been doing for these last 10, I know for 10 years, a good 10 years, how he been pulling these antics, I would have been lost respect for Michael Jordan too. I don't idolize neither one of them. I just go by the facts of their game and how they play and how they respected the game, who respect the game the most. That's what I go off of. Not that, oh, I love them so much, it don't matter what they do, I'm gonna be with them. No, it's not what's gonna happen. If they wrong, they wrong. If they right, they right. If they better, they better. If they sorry, they sorry. I do not care about Michael Jordan to the extent where I'm gonna let him get away with stuff that I'm gonna criticize everybody else about. I do not do that. I'm not gonna do that. But you never seen this stuff that's going on now. You never seen it. But anywho, like, share, and subscribe. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.